Hi, I'm an old guy and I do maths. Today we're trying to find the length of CD. Well, where is CD? I'm going to draw what you saw in the header for this video. And as I draw it, I'm thinking about how it's put together. So here goes. This is just a very rough drawing of it. You can see what I'm doing. I'm just filling in all the information that we have. So what do we have? Well, I better label this, I suppose. A, B, C, and D, so that we can at least see what we're trying to find. So, there's one more thing. This is 13 units long. I forgot about that. Apologies. Right. So we're tasked with finding this length here. Now, if we take a look at this, what we've got is we've got 3 right angles and 35 degrees here. Now, we obviously know that that's 90, and the totality of this is 90, but we don't know how much of 90 degrees that is or that is. So we can't make the assumption that that's 45 degrees and therefore that is. We have to go about this a different way. And there are a number of ways in which you can go about this, but I've chosen to do this, which is to redraw this with a piece missing. Now, when I say a piece missing, I'm just going to put a dotted line in there so that I can do this. Now that is still 35 degrees. Now what I've got here, if I ignore the dotted line, is I've got a 4-sided figure. Now, the rules of geometry tell me that a 4-sided figure has internal angles that add up to 360 degrees. So let's see what we've got here. We've got 90 plus 90 plus 90, 1, 2, 3, plus 35 plus whatever this is, which I guess we'll call x, and that will equal 360 degrees. So when I add all that up, move it to the other side of the equation, what I get is I get x equals 55 degrees. So we now know what that angle is, 55 degrees. And we're going to come back to that, because that's going to allow us, once we take another step, to find out what this length is. Now, what's the other step? Again, I'm going to redraw the problem in a simplified form. Because if I look at this triangle here, I now have an angle, which is 55, but I need a side in order to find this length. And what I can do is I can find this length here, which is the hypotenuse of this triangle, but it is the opposite side to 35 degrees on this triangle here. So just put in the right angle there. What we're looking for here is another x, this time a length. And so what we know is that the sine of 35 degrees is going to equal the opposite over the hypotenuse, x over 13. So x, if I rearrange this, is going to equal 13 times the sine of 35 degrees. Now, what does that equal? let's have a look. Okay, here we go. Hopefully you can see that. We'll just get the light right. Lighting's always tricky here. Right, so there we are. We're going to do this to 4 decimal places. So this line in here is 7.4565 units. We don't know what the units are. We know what degrees are, but we don't know what the units are. Okay, so what do we have now? Well, we can move on to dealing with this triangle, and if I redraw it at with a slightly different aspect, it looks like this. This is C, this is D, and down here is A. And A, we know, is 55 degrees. And this line here is this. So the opposite side of this triangle, the triangle on the left, is the hypotenuse of the triangle on the right. And so this is 7.4565 units. We are looking for this length here. So let's go about that. What we have is we have a hypotenuse and an opposite side to this angle. Okay, so let's call this y. So the sine of 55 degrees is going to equal opposite y over 7.4565. Get out the trusty calculator. Oh, sorry, rearrange this. I'll do the rearrangement here. 7.4565 times the sine of 55 degrees is going to equal y. So 7.4565 times sine of 55 is going to equal 6.1080. 6.1080 units. Now, when I saw the original problem, it called for this to be solved to 1 decimal place. So the answer is 6.1 units. And that is the job done. It's not the only way you can do this, I'm certain, but it's the way that I saw how to do it when I looked at the problem. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.